Are you looking to earn instant respect and build strong relationships in your personal and professional life? In this video, we'll explore 9 powerful ways rooted in Buddhism that can help you command respect and admiration from those around you. Lesson 1. Treat others as you wish to be treated. Mutual respect is fostered when we treat people with love, compassion, and understanding. According to what the Buddha taught, everyone wants to be happy and wants to stay out of pain. We can relate to others in a way that mirrors our own desire for compassion and respect by acknowledging this common goal. Imagine a society in which all people engaged in regular interactions with one another with loving kindness. A small act of kindness, like a smile or a helpful gesture, can start a chain reaction of respect that lasts far longer than expected. Recognizing each person's intrinsic value and dignity is the foundation of treating others with the respect and decency that you would like to receive yourself goes beyond simply being courteous or abiding by societal conventions. This idea is connected to the concept of karma in Buddhism. Every action we perform has consequences, as karma tells us. It is likely that we will receive the same respect, kindness, and compassion from people that we show them. Negative karma is initiated when we hurt or treat others disrespectfully, and this eventually results in pain. It takes self-awareness and mindfulness to really live this lesson. As we gradually develop a habit of treating people with mindfulness and decency, we naturally start to gain the respect of those around us. Lesson 2. Own up to your errors and quickly make apologies. Being humble and willing to own up to our mistakes is one of the best ways to gain respect. The ability to freely and honestly admit our mistakes stands out as a measure of integrity in a society that frequently encourages us to conceal our faults, save face, or absolve ourselves of responsibility. Buddhism holds that people are inherently flawed. Ignorance, attachment, and repulsion are universal human emotions that frequently cause us to make mistakes. But the real measure of character is not how well we avoid making errors. Rather, it's how we handle them when we do. The Buddha placed a strong emphasis on confession and making atonement in the collection of scriptures that outlined the regulations for monks and nuns. When a monk or nun broke a rule, they were expected to own up to it in front of the community and make the appropriate amends. Within the monastic community, this practice promoted a sense of transparency, accountability, and respect for one another. In our everyday lives, it can be challenging for us to own up to our mistakes because it frequently means putting our egos aside. On the other hand, it shows strength of character and gains us the respect of others when we can do so sincerely. Honesty and humility are significantly more valued by people than perfection. Making apologies is just as crucial. Acknowledging an error is not enough. We also need to take action to fix it and make sure it doesn't happen again. This could entail expressing genuine regret, accepting accountability for any harm done, and making the determined attempt to alter our conduct. By doing this, we show that we respect other people's well-being and are dedicated to our own personal development. True respect is characterized by our readiness to grow from our errors and put things right, for both ourselves and the others we have harmed. Lesson 3. Pay close attention. Don't interrupt or pass judgment. One of the most underappreciated abilities for gaining respect is listening. Being able to listen to someone else without interruption has become an uncommon and valuable skill in today's environment of constant distraction and opinion sharing. In Buddhism, developing compassion and understanding requires engaging in the practice of mindful listening. We demonstrate respect for the experience and viewpoint of others when we listen intently, refrain from interjecting, and refrain from making assumptions. We allow kids the freedom to freely express themselves without worrying about being rejected or chastised. The Buddha was renowned for his extraordinary capacity for in-depth listening to others. Every time he heard someone speak, be it to a monarch, a commoner, or another monk, he listened fully and without passing judgment. This enabled him to provide advice that was both perceptive and sympathetic by realizing the true nature of the suffering and concerns of those he was conversing with. By engaging in mindful listening, we foster a secure and encouraging atmosphere where people are respected and feel appreciated. We set aside our personal goals and give the speaker our whole attention. Patience, empathy, and the capacity to be totally present in the moment are necessary for this type of listening. It's critical to refrain from drawing judgments or presumptions about what the other person is saying. Rather, we ought to listen to them with an open mind, making an effort to completely comprehend their viewpoint before answering. By doing this, we encourage closer ties and respect amongst people and demonstrate our respect for their ideas and emotions. Lesson 4. Engage in conversations with people that enhance their self-esteem. Assisting others in feeling valued and respected is one of the most effective strategies to get respect. This is intimately tied to the Buddhist practice of sympathetic joy, which is the capacity to truly find joy in the well-being and accomplishments of others. Mutual respect and admiration are fostered when we engage in interactions with others that support, enhance, and foster their progress. This can be as easy as saying something nice to someone, praising their work, or recognizing their abilities and achievements. The Buddha gives guidance on developing peaceful interpersonal interactions in both private and public spheres. One of the most important lessons is the value of appreciating and encouraging other people's positive traits. By doing this, we not only improve our connections with others, but also win their respect and admiration. Elevating someone's self-worth does not involve flattery or meaningless commendation. It's about sincerely appreciating their value and providing support that comes from the heart. People are more likely to respect us in return when they perceive us as being seen, valued, and respected. Our communities are better off overall when we create an atmosphere where people may flourish and feel secure. Mutual support and acknowledging each other's intrinsic value are the foundations of respect. It is not a one-way path. Lesson 5. Accept accountability rather than assigning others blame. To be respected, we must first accept accountability for our deeds. This idea is strongly related to the Buddhist concept of karma, which holds that we are accountable for the results of our deeds, both good and bad. It can be easy to place the blame for our mistakes or difficulties on other people or outside factors. This simply undermines credibility and erodes confidence. Being willing to accept responsibility for our actions, especially when it is challenging or uncomfortable, is the foundation of true respect. The Buddha frequently discussed the value of taking personal responsibility for one's actions on the road to enlightenment. He imparted the knowledge that everyone is accountable for their own words, deeds, and ideas, and that placing blame on other people only serves to increase suffering. Evil is done by oneself, and one is polluted by oneself. Evil is undone by oneself, and one is purified by oneself. This lesson serves as a reminder that we are in charge of creating the life we want for ourselves by our choices and actions, and that accepting responsibility is the first step on the path to developing oneself and gaining the respect of others. Accepting responsibility demonstrates accountability and integrity, two traits that are necessary to get respect. Individuals who are prepared to own their errors and take the required action to put things right are respected by others. However, those who refuse to accept responsibility and who are always trying to place the blame elsewhere are generally viewed as dishonest and unreliable. By accepting accountability for our deeds, we also give ourselves the ability to change for the better. We understand that we can affect our situation and that we don't have to give up in the face of difficulty. In addition to being necessary for gaining respect, this sense of personal accountability is also necessary for finding long-term contentment and pleasure. Lesson 6. Maintain your word and be dependable. One of the main requirements for gaining respect is being dependable. Being a person who constantly keeps their word and fulfills their obligations is an uncommon and valuable attribute in a society where trust is frequently brittle. Adhering to an ethical code of behavior in Buddhism entails acting with integrity and veracity. Our commitments and promises are a reflection of our moral character. People appreciate us when we fulfill our promises because it shows that we are dependable and trustworthy. On the flip side, breaking our word erodes our credibility and betrays others' lack of faith in us. If broken frequently, even simple promises can cause a person to lose trust and respect. As a result, it's critical to be careful about the promises we make and to make sure we fulfill them as fully as possible. It is crucial to be transparent and honest when we are unable to fulfill a commitment, and we should try to make things right. This shows that we value other people's time and trust, and that we take our commitments seriously. Being dependable means keeping our word. People are more likely to appreciate and have faith in us when they feel they can rely on us. Lesson 7. Show your appreciation and thankfulness. Gratitude is a strong force that may build respect and change relationships. We acknowledge the contributions and value of the individuals in our life when we show them our gratitude and appreciation. Gaining the respect of people can be accomplished in large part with this small act of acknowledgement. In Buddhism, cultivating sympathetic joy and generosity are strongly linked to the practice of gratitude. By showing our thanks, we create space in our hearts for the kindness and joy that come from other people and reinforce the relationships based on respect and admiration. Gratitude is among the most essential traits for preserving healthy relationships, according to the teachings of the Buddha. We demonstrate our appreciation and respect for others' efforts when we take the time to offer our honest gratitude. Saying thank you or providing a pleasant word of appreciation can suffice for this. By recognizing the beneficial influence that people have on our lives, we foster an environment of decency and friendship. Being grateful enables us to develop an optimistic and accepting outlook on life. By concentrating on our blessings, we divert our attention from negativity and discontent. By doing this, we not only strengthen our bonds with others, but also gain their respect. People are drawn to people who exude gratitude and positivity. Lesson 8. Provide acceptable and constructive criticism. Giving honest and helpful feedback to others is one of the hardest things to do in interpersonal interactions. The right speech principle in Buddhism instructs us to speak in a way that is sincere, compassionate, and helpful to others. Giving others feedback is a crucial component of assisting their development. Feedback, however, can come across as harsh or critical if it is not given with care and compassion, which can cause anger and a loss of respect. Consequently, it's critical to provide criticism in a way that is both supportive of the other person's development and simple to take. It is crucial to give feedback that is specific to the behavior or activity rather than passing judgment or making critiques about the recipient personally. For instance, you may say, "I noticed that you've been arriving late recently, and I'm concerned about how it might affect our project," as opposed to, "You're always late." This strategy concentrates on the problem at hand rather than criticizing the person's character, which increases the likelihood that it will be accepted favorably. In addition, it deters defensiveness and makes room for a fruitful dialogue. Giving constructive criticism to someone with the goal of making them better should be done with kindness. The Buddha states in the Dhammapada, "Speak only the truth, do not give in to anger." Our words should be driven by compassion and the desire to help others, as this wisdom tells us. Give, if thou art asked for little. By these 3 steps thou wilt go near the gods. By providing constructive criticism in an approachable manner, we honor the dignity and sentiments of the other person. They respect us for being careful and considerate in our communication, and this not only helps them grow. Lesson 9. Have honest and open communication. In any relationship, respect and trust are built on the foundation of honest and open communication. The core of ethical behavior in Buddhism is the practice of right speech, which calls for speaking in a way that is sincere, compassionate, and free from harm. We show that we are reliable and that we respect openness in our interactions when we speak honestly and candidly. This builds a foundation of respect for one another, allowing both sides to freely express their opinions and feelings. In numerous discourses, the Buddha stressed the need of being truthful. As he states in the Dhammapada, "One word that brings peace is better than 1,000 hollow words." This instruction serves as a reminder to choose our words wisely in order to foster harmony and understanding. Being careful of our message delivery is equally as important as being truthful in our communication. The Buddha preached that communication had to be helpful and compassionate in addition to being honest. Thus, we ought to refrain from using harsh language or acting in a way that could hurt people needlessly. We respect the other person's right to know the truth and to be treated with honesty and integrity when we speak honestly and freely. This strengthens the ties of respect in our interactions and promotes trust. It is not about getting affirmation or approval from other people to earn respect. Rather, it is about developing traits that elicit respect on their own. The Buddhist practices of mindfulness, compassion, and moral behavior help us cultivate the traits that earn real respect from other people. The ageless wisdom of the Buddha's teachings is the foundation for each of the 9 courses we have studied. We can gain respect in a genuine and long-lasting way by acting with kindness toward others, admitting our errors, listening intently, enhancing others' sense of self-worth, accepting responsibility, being dependable, expressing gratitude, providing constructive criticism, and speaking honestly and freely. These values not only help us get respect, but also get us closer to leading morally upright, compassionate lives filled with inner serenity. By living up to these teachings, we improve not only ourselves, but also the peace and well-being of everyone around us. As we develop the traits that move us closer to the Buddha's vision of a world full of kindness, knowledge, and compassion, the path to respect becomes a path to spiritual development and enlightenment.